30-year-old man. Women just aren't into me. How to accept this? You said in another comment that if you, a 425, have to be okay with dating other 4-5s, then you would rather just stay alone. There's your issue. Yep, I could tell immediately from his original post that he only wanted the top percentage of attractive women when he's not attractive himself and has nothing else to offer. A lot of guys end up in this situation, unfortunately, since men value looks so much. Can't live by their own shitty standards. I wanna tell you about my friend. And I'll offer you some advice as well. I have a friend. He's in his mid-30s. He is good looking. He's 5'8" or 5'9" I think. Which for a nation man, that's a decent height. He has a six-pack. He's a great friend. And the kicker is, he's a freaking surgeon. And he, like you, has been single for years. And has not had luck with dating. And after observing him socializing, I figured it out. I'm gonna give you the same advice I gave him. His insecurities spoke way louder than his good look and every other aspects of himself. He's emotionally constipated and socially awkward around women of interest, but I think that's because of the years he went through in medical school. His biggest issue is his height. He thinks he's too short, that's why he's undesirable. So he constantly worries about it. Bring it up in conversations. Asking for affirmations all the time. And that really turned women off. There's a difference between being shy and being too insecure. Men and women alike do not want to date people who are insecure. Yes, being conventionally attractive is a bonus and definitely would help more with online dating. But believe me when I say, it's not the only factor. Because, again, my very handsome surgeon friend with a six-pack probably gets rejected as much as you do. Not all women are the same. Try not to put them in the same box. Yes, there are women out there who would love to go for a tall guy with good looks and making 7 to 8 figures. But that is not the majority at all. A majority of good women want a safe man. A real nice gentleman that makes them feel safe. A man who is emotionally intelligent, self-aware and capable of self-growth. You came into this post already with an assumption and a narrative about yourself, with zero accountability about your personality or you as a whole. Of all of the reasons that you posted, none are real reasons. This is gonna sound harsh to you but you need to really look deep within yourself and find out the real reasons why you're undesirable. And you need to find out about compatibility as well. Are you looking for someone you're truly compatible with, or are you just trying to find someone as a consolation prize? Or are you looking for someone to reassure your insecurities? Your insecurities will run your life if you let it. You will always battle with this dilemma. You will never accept it because it isn't what you truly want. All you're really doing is running away from your problems and postponing having to deal with it. Make a change up. Change isn't easy. Change is actually painful. You'll have to fight your own ego and change your perspective. I hope you find inner peace. Good luck with your quest. They are blonde-haired and blue-eyed. I'm Latino, brown, and I know this is a big reason why. No idea where you live, but I live in Southern California, where there's plenty of tall blonde guys with blue eyes. And yet I see short brown Latino men in relationships every day. Even ones that are super skinny or overweight. Even ones that are objectively not good looking in the face. Your repeated references to the tall blonde guys with blue eyes in the comments suggests that your early experiences around your relatives gave you a complex. Unless you live someplace mega racist where no one will date a brown guy. I'm guessing the inferiority complex you have is much more of a barrier than the actual looks. I live in the southeast with a lot of tall all-American guys. And there are still women of all ethnicities dating Latino men of all sizes. A lot of those men have confidence though. And they are also known to be providers, which is a huge plus for a lot of women. So your selling points are you're decent, not loud, don't do drugs. Yeah, that's like the bare minimum, dude. Why not go do something that makes you more interesting? You didn't tell me about your hobbies or what you do in your downtime. You know the things that actually make you interesting. At 30 most women have their own careers. Some own their own place. They have their own friends. Their own hobbies and routines. They no longer need men other than for companionship/building a family. Meaning they can be pickier or just be single forever if they chose to. You can't just be a bare minimum dude and have a chick fall in your lap. You have to add value to her life, as she should yours. If you're not going to bother approaching, then well, IDK what to tell you. As progressive as we are now, men are still expected to do 99% of the chasing, so if you don't chase, you're not in the game. My husband is 5'7", not blue-eyed and blonde, but he's funny and outgoing / charismatic as fuck. He's never had trouble dating. I agree with this so much. Also, Op needs to work on not being so obviously disdainful towards women. Even if he's not saying these thoughts out loud, he's giving off vibes. P.S. I've dated my fair share of short Latinos who never had an issue getting women. It's all on the confidence and personality. I'm 5 feet 6 inches and my height has never bothered me, except when I have to wash the top of my car or reach something on a high shelf. Easy to find shoes and clothes. Fit in everything. I got short legs and I gotta get my jeans hemmed usually as a result, but oh well. Short legs is all I know. It ain't what you got, it's how you strut. This attitude is where it should be. And it's funny, because where I grew up, and most of Southeast Asia, 5 feet 6 is considered tall. It is above average. I dated a man my height, and I'm 5 feet 2. He's just an average guy. He's not super successful, doesn't make 6 figures, and did not come from money. Yet he's never struggled with dating, and all the women he has dated are all taller than him and are super attractive. He has a charming personality, and not once did he ever dwell on his height or it ever being a subject of a conversation. But I have gone out on a date with a guy that's 5'6-5'7", but he's so unhappy with his height and would bring it up in almost every conversation, so that never worked out. And when I ended things with him, I even told him that we were incompatible, and I explained why, but he still responded with, just be honest. It's because I'm short, isn't it? I once agreed to a first date with a guy who had an ugly face. Not horrible, but not even pleasant either. I decided to meet him because he was polite, could compose respectful full sentences, and at first we were having a lovely time. When he talked, smiled, laughed. He wasn't ugly, just a regular guy, but he was an ex-con and lied about being a widower. So I rejected him, not for his looks. So if you're a good guy, no drugs, etc., have some confidence that you're worth dating. True and all, but you'd leave me for the next good-looking tall blonde-haired blue-eyed guy who approached you. Tell me if I'm wrong. Okay, this insecurity and bitterness right here is the issue. You don't accept it. Whatever you perceive your flaws to be, there are almost certainly people out there worse looking than you who are in happy relationships. People who have uglier faces, eyes, whatever else you listed. Confidence is sexy to women, and you are quite clearly struggling in that area. As I see it, you can do one of several things that I will list below. 1. Go down the path you're currently on, and just accept that you'll never be happy. This is the worst choice, the saddest, and obviously the one you want least. 2. If you have the means, seek some psychiatric help. Struggling with confidence this much at 30 is a tough spot to be in. I'm sure maybe a professional could help you figure out where that stems from and help fix it. 3. If you don't have the means and or inclination for option 2, work on yourself by yourself. Go to the gym and get in the best shape you possibly can, and give yourself something to be confident about. Height matters a lot less to most women when a shorter guy is in great shape. Additionally, focus on crushing your career. Sounds like you're already doing well there, so good job. For what it's worth, I would recommend options 2, again, if that's affordable. And 3. Don't just lay down, do something about this, and give yourself the best possible shot to be happy. Trust me, it's not all about looks or height. I knew extremes ugly guys with swagger and confidence, and it just made them irresistible to women. I don't know where that can be learned. Can you teach somebody to be sexually appealing to the seconds? Looks has something to do with it, as you need to be sexually attracted to your partner. That could be sexual chemistry. The thing that is holding you back is you have no confidence, and that makes even the hottest guy ugly. Nobody will love you if you don't love yourself first. Nothing to do with your looks, everything to do with you not having a shred of confidence. Honestly, It sounds like you have a lot of insecurities regarding your height and your looks, and your attitudes towards those is probably affecting how your behavior comes off. Women don't just pick people to date solely based on their looks. If you're getting to the point of actually meeting them face to face or having conversations through text, there's something you're probably screwing up. If you're not going further on dates and stuff, there must be a reason unrelated to his looks, because it simply can't just come down to looks holding you back in dating. Maybe he doesn't shower enough. One shower a day isn't good. You need at least 2 showers. But I actually shower 3 times. Lol, IDK about that. 1 shower a day works great for me, and I've never had a partner have an issue with the smell at that rate. You need to work on yourself, or you worry too much about how other look. You gotta love yourself before someone else loves you. It's not rejection when you do something you want to do and it doesn't work out. Would you believe me if I said most women I dated said they didn't care about looks as much as the personality and how a guy treated them? You don't need a woman's validation. Just the confidence of being a cooler dude, not giving a ref about the blonde hair, blue-eyed stereotypes. Live your life, stop making it about women. Try striking up conversations about anything with 3 random women while out and about every day for a week. It's the insecurity and fear for me. Also, no one worth their salt worries about height. My husband is 5'7" and I'm 5'6". I've dated dudes shorter than me too. Focus on yourself and try therapy. My husband was about your age when we met. Just try to settle this insecurities, but trying again. How I, 31 meters, 5'3", did. Just forget about dating and find more meaningful shit. Read a nice book series. Find a new series to watch. Volunteer at a shelter. Play a new game. Hang out with homies. Work out, etc. Been single for 5 years as well. But I'm over dating because of how bad it's been. Rather than begging for attention, I put more work/variety into my own life, since it felt really void of satisfaction. I'm honestly happier this way. I'd be lying if I said I don't feel the loneliness sometimes. But I don't let it get to me. I think about the people in my life who've been there for my good and bad times and stuck with me through it all. The loneliness usually goes away after those deep thoughts. If you need a ear, my dude, I got you. Wait, so you're basically saying you've accepted you will die alone and somehow projected that as positive advice? What he's saying is that he has decentralized women in his life and he's put himself first. Most of the world doesn't have blue eyes and blonde hair, and neither of those things make someone attractive, so lay that to rest. Lots of dudes who pull girls like crazy don't have either. Height is important, but 5'7" is an okay height. It's not like you're some midget. Go on Hinge. Put a few photos of you smiling and wearing nice clothes. Fill out your whole profile with your info and things you enjoy, and make it fun and casual. You probably won't get very many matches at all, but Hinge does have a good amount of women who want a serious relationship and are not as superficial as other online dating. You have to be realistic. It sounds like you're about a 4 on the looks scale, so you have to aim for women who are subjectively like a 4 or 5. I know it's not your dream model GF, and it's not a foolproof strategy, but it will be a good way to get talking with some real women and get out on a date. You cannot just sit around and moan and rot away. At 30 you have no time to waste doing that. First, sorry you are going through this. It's true that we live in a vain society, but looks really don't matter so much for men. My best friend is not particularly attractive and is about 5'9" and was like 350 lbs. A very big guy, but his personality and sense of humor are gold. He's never had problems finding women. Now he's married with a family. Personality and confidence are everything. It surpasses looks, height and even financial status. What I will say is that maybe your confidence is hurting due to past struggles. Maybe the fact that you haven't been intimate and are facing what you feel is rejection for so long that your confidence has taken a beating, which is understandable. I would focus on building up your confidence. Take up a hobby or focus on one you're good at or really like. Join a recreational sports league or bowling team. Meet people with similar interests. Not all women are vain. Not all women will judge you as harshly as you're judging yourself. There's plenty of single women who also have a hard time finding men. that are interested in anything serious with them. Plenty of them that are not loved and are not getting affection. Don't give up on yourself. You are worthy of love and affection, and your person is out there. Kinda funny how he's married, and that's because his unattractive looks makes him an easy person to settle down with. These are the reasons he can be with women. 1. His unattractive looks is the reason women will have the leverage, cause he will worship them. 2. Who is he gonna cheat with? 3. Of course he is gonna pay for everything. I mean, he sees his more attractive women and compensates with money to make sure she stays. Honestly, it sounds like a lot of your problem is because of your attitude more than your looks. If you never approach women, seem to have great disdain for them, and also have decided no one is interested in you and you're never going to be with anyone, then of course you won't. You can't meet someone if you don't put yourself out there, and no one wants to be around major negativity like that. Do you have other things in your life that bring you joy? Maybe it's time to cultivate those things. Generally joy is contagious and people want to be around it. People also like to be around openness and vulnerability. I'm gonna take a wild guess and bet you wear graphic shirts and don't care about style, don't shower or brush teeth regularly, don't groom your beard or get regular haircuts, are either overweight or ibuprofen in terrible shape, have strong opinions on what woman should do that conveniently benefit you with zero effort needed on your end. If I'm mistaken, then you do have bad luck, and I'm sorry for you, but if I'm right, there's a list. What you need to improve. My point with this is trying to help you see that, as humans, our immediate reaction is to put the blame on things we can't control, like your height, as a way to feel we are right, and it prevents us from taking any actually actionable step to be where we want to be. It takes being open to these ideas, which is pretty difficult, to accept the blame, be accountable, and do something about it. Wait, what is ibuprofen terrible shape? I'm 24, blonde, blue eyes, and I've been going to the gym for over 5 years, so I'm pretty fit. I'm also 5'7". Literally, the only times my looks helped me were in high school, after reaching my 20s. If I didn't make an effort to be friendly, funny, interesting and flirty, I didn't get dates. I started seeing a change after I forced myself to be all of these things. And while it's damn tiresome, it's also a night and day difference. I'm mentioning all of this only to say that your being brown doesn't matter. I'm Latino/Hispanic, born and living in South America, and I have brown Latino friends who have gone on 5 times as many dates as I have. Simply because they're extroverted, fun, and, most importantly, bold. I have a lot of attractive female friends who are dated, or even cried for the most ugly guys you can imagine. The truth is, everyone wants someone fun to be around. If you can be that, while also being confident in yourself and your life, you've already done the heavy lifting. After that, it's only a matter of time if you're putting yourself out there. Because ask yourself this, would you be with a girl who reeks of negativity? Of course not. So you need to have a more positive mentality before trying to date. People can sense and feel things like that. I'm sure dating is way different at 30, though. So just giving you my 2 cents. Yay, sure, I'm 6 foot tall, but I'm also almost 350 pounds. I've been a fat guy my whole life. My teeth are crooked, I'm not cute mayo. But it's never held me back from finding girls and getting attention. It's all about your attitude and how you present yourself. Being the funny guy will get you places, it doesn't matter what you look like, tbh. Can I be real with you? You lack confidence and it shows. Confidence and have some money will help a lot. Don't spend all your money on a girl, but don't be cheap either, and date women in your range. If you think you're unattractive, don't pursue women that are super attractive. They are told they are pretty all the time. Just approach women that are in your league and you won't have a problem. And stop calling women females, we aren't animals. So don't call yourself a vivid cat. That was an auto-generated name. But I know everything I need about you, based on your response. I mean, a stupid comment gets a stupid response. Since when does females mean you're an animal? Based on your post and responses, it seems like you have a few mental blocks that you're having trouble working through. Also, it sounds like you're lonely. Do you have anybody from outside work that you spend time with? I would encourage you to at least have a therapy session and speak to someone about these thoughts that you're having. After that, perhaps look into social clubs or support groups that will help you develop more interests. Build up a great personality. I ain't a supermodel, but sure I'm attractive. If you only knew the amount of chances I've lost only because of my shy/introvert personality, then you'd realize it's not about looks. Of course dating apps and nightclubs ain't your thing. Those are made to hook up only, meaning women will be picky. By the way, have you ever saw beautiful, gorgeous, stunning women dating short, ugly, brown men? 'Cause I have, and trust me on this one. It ain't a rare thing to see. So don't give up just yet. Instead try looking your best and build an awesome personality. F you gaslighter. Have you considered talking to a therapist? Tried. 150/hours. It's a lot. And I've been on antidepressants. Only made me worse. Try a different therapist. How many do I have to try? Already saw 3. All suggested medication. They seem to say the right things. They seem to just want their $sign. How long did you see them for? It takes a while. I think you summed it up perfectly by describing your biggest problem being siblings and cousins getting women. How is that your biggest problem when that has nothing to do with you? You're worrying about things that are irrelevant. I hear you. I think one thing that has helped me is realizing that I can find a lot of pleasurable things on my own that can fill that need and be less burdensome on others. I think that the issue is relationships are a lot of work and it's a matter of how hard you want to work to have one. Think of it like effort to benefit ratio for you specifically and then decide. You are already considering this, so it's a good thought process. Nothing wrong with being single at all, honestly, just make sure you supplement your life with other things to keep you occupied. If you are willing to put in effort to obtain a relationship, that's great, but no guarantees either. You gotta remember there's another person and they will have opinions, so that will be what it will. Doesn't mean you are flawed, it's just people are selective. So again, think of the effort to benefit ratio and decide if it makes sense for you or not. The goal is to be satisfied as much as possible, so consider that in your decision metrics. If you honestly think it's too much work, or if you really want it bad enough where the extra self-improvement raises the odds in your favor and you feel the relationship will give you the missing piece, then by all means go for it. But think about the effort needed first, before going deep into it. You sound really frustrated, and things haven't exactly gone your way, and it sounds to me like you are forcing something that doesn't want to work out. What do you think you are missing that you want from a relationship? That's important to know, because you put yourself through a lot to get there and it kind of hasn't materialized. So I guess you have to ask what it is you want out of it, because sounds like you are putting yourself through a lot to get there. Is it really worth it? I guess. It sounds like it's having a negative impact on you, this chasing thing. I arrived at the same conclusion myself. It was too much. It needed to happen more organically for it to work for me, and I was having to force my social skills too much, and I got tired out. I think I would just focus on all the things to make you better, like just for you, and don't worry about being on the chase. Over time, I think if you stay focused, these feelings you have will neutralize more and become more manageable. Right now your brain craves something, but it hasn't come to grips with how hard it has been and how that actually was wearing you out. To me, that's worse than having a relationship, is that wearing yourself out chasing. It's exhausting and not sustainable. That's worse to me than just being single. Finally, so much of this crap our minds make comes from what other people do. That's very irrelevant to you. The experiences vary so wildly with this stuff, it's good it's optional. If anyone pressures you, or your mind wants to go and look at other people, you have to ground yourself and just understand how you are your own person, and what other people do doesn't have anything to do with the person you are, and you don't need to do what they do or be anything like them. That's so much better mindset. Lose the I'm a loser because I'm single and instead think I like myself and I'm my own person. Just way better than trying to cross compare to other people. It's not 1960. Not everyone will have the whole nuclear family. Things have changed. Find women shorter than 5'7" with a not best looking smile too. What you find attractive might not be what others find attractive. I keep seeing you say blonde hair blue eyes. Personally I've always gone for dark hair. I'm not into blondes lol, but that's purely physical. There's a lot more than just looks. A guy's got to have a great personality, confidence, even a sense of humor will bump up the attractiveness. Stop worrying about not finding somebody and just focus on you and trying to find a new hobby or better yourself. You shouldn't care about getting into relationships to this degree. Attaching your happiness to some person is the worst thing you could do in life. Unfortunately that's what people do or try to do. It's a lie. I've never dated, nor do I force myself to find someone. If it happens, okay. If not, that's okay too.